buddy Damon. We're going to take a look at some side choking ideas that come from my good friend Moose. So when you have the man in a turtle type position, or anytime you have a side position, you have opportunities to come into him and set up nice chokes. This is a particular type of choking idea that I think you might find useful. As you approach the man in his defensive situation, we're going to grasp the collar. I'm going to put 4 fingers straight down the line of his spine. I'm going to press into his body to open up this little gap and make a little space for myself as my second hand slides under and makes purchase on his collar in the front. Again, 4 fingers in. So if you look at it from here, I want to just reach in, 4 fingers in, 4 fingers in. So the 4 fingers in the top, 4 fingers in the collar, sideways. 4 by 4. Boom. Once that's in place, I want to try to get my hands as close together as I can. I want to make them nice and snug to one another. And once they're nice and snug and I've got them pressurized with my body leaning in, I now want to take all the slack out between my 2 hands and then begin to set the choke. So he can tell you it's probably already given him a little discomfort. But as I set the choke, I'm going to bring my elbow in and change my knee. So now my elbow is tucked inside my knee, and the bottom hand is pulling, and the top hand is anchoring. Now what we have is an action that we do with our shoulders, which is to hunch my shoulders up like I'm trying to bring my shoulders up towards my ears, and then I drive with the legs. And as I drive with the legs, we start to roll on top of the man. The choke comes into effect, and he starts patting pretty quick. Now this can arrive or come to its final positions in a variety of ways. If you're starting to set this type of position on the fella, there's many things that can happen. You have your 4 fingers, in, and let's say that he starts to turn away from you. If he starts to turn away and you just hunker him up on your back, you could bring him up on top of you, and the choke will start activating as he gets airborne. And so that's kind of interesting, because as you're pulling him to your shoulders with that 4-finger position, he'll actually start getting the choke active. Sometimes they'll go unconscious while they're in the air, coming up as you're rolling back. If the man, you're in the same basic position, 4 fingers in, hands tight together, pressurized, and he starts to try to come at you, that's the basic position that we just did. So that the choke happens as you start to come into osaikomi type position on him. As your driving action is accepted and your body starts to come down, the choke will take place there. Third major thing that they can do, and it's a little rare, but it does happen sometimes, is that he can try to raise straight up and start to open this way, which can be kind of a pain. But there's a nice little reaction that comes with it. So as he starts to raise up, let's turn sideways this way and maybe scoot over. There we go. And you want to, when you're working on this with your partner, you want to find out and make sure that they can go back on their legs into a position like this. Or you need to warn them so that they'll be able to get their legs out from under them, so as not to put them in a big bind here. Because as he lifts up, go ahead and lift up, boom, and you feel this start to take place, you're just going to take a step out with your outside foot and a long sliding step with your inside foot, and stretch him right out right there. Make the choke go. Again, as you're basically setting osaikomi. Now, he got his legs out, which is great. Sometimes they don't, and they're laying on their own legs as they're bent over backward. Kind of like, I don't know, you squoze a scorpion in half, and they're just stuck on their own ass while you come landing down on their shoulders and make the choke go there. So that's 3 variants of the 4x4 choke that you can play with, and just be gentle with it. Work it up a piece at a time. 4 fingers, all the slack out between the hands, hunch it up with the shoulders, and drive with the legs. That's the basic sequence you have to do high probability choking and make them, you know, go to sleep for a little while. Okay, thank you.